Don Manzullo from the 16th District of Illinois. Probably 75% of my work involves manufacturing. I'm one of the co-founders and co-chair of the Manufacturing Caucus. Our district has over 2,500 factories. As Chairman Sensenbrenner said, this is not an issue of people who voted for or against free trade agreements. Jim and I voted for all of them, and other folks up here have voted against all of them, with the exception of the Australian Free Trade Agreement. And so let's put that aside. Second of all, our present patent system is already compliant with the WTO. We're already harmonized. That issue has been debated. There's nothing wrong with our patent system. And so the issue here is, why do we want to harmonize with Europe? Portugal, Israel, Greece, Spain, those countries that don't know how to run a country, that are on the verge of bankruptcy, on the verge of the EU going under. Why would the United States want to become like the European Union? It simply does not make sense. There is no evidence that the European system is any better than the American system. There is no evidence the European system is any better than the American system, so why change? There's no necessity to do that. This is a bad bill. Oh, I'm sorry. I said Israel. I meant Italy. Forgive me. Thank you for getting that straight. And I appreciate that intervention. This bill is bad for small and medium-sized manufacturers. Why? Because it takes away the grace period on the first to invent, so they can take that period of up to 1 year and raise capital that's absolutely necessary to do it. And whenever you harm the little guys, most inventions come from them anyway. And that's why organizations such as the National Small Business Association, which has a lot of small and medium-sized manufacturers as members, is adamantly opposed to this bill. And so, why add another layer of appeals? Why make it more complicated? Let me close my presentation with this. There was an article that came out in which we widely circulated on the last patent fight. This is my fourth one, by the Chinese Intellectual Property News, talking about the very system of post-grant review, but more importantly, talking about the right, the first to file versus the first to invent. And we have copies of that article. And the most poignant statement that you will find in that article is summarized by the fact that the Chinese are absolutely excited about the United States opening up their patent system, harmonizing with Europe, and making it easier to steal the patents. We just had a hearing where Fellows, the world's largest shredders, was wiped out in China with $196 million in machine tool and intellectual property theft. The CBO came out of the Library of Congress just a couple of weeks ago. The Chinese are responsible for about $45 to $50 billion a year in American profits because they don't apply the rule of law. So why should we change our system to harmonize to Europe to make it easier for the Chinese to steal our patents?